Yep. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do this morning is we're going to start to explore energy system development. So we're going to look at how, first of all, we establish heart rate, because that's the critical thing when you're trying to train energy systems, is to understand what zone, heart rate zone you're in. Then we're going to look at some fitness tests that we can utilize to help us understand or establish heart rate. We are going to look at energy systems themselves and start to put some exercises, exercise selection with the energy systems in terms of driving that adaptation. And then finally, we're going to look at some practical application and how we program around that. Okay. So one of the ways that we can establish heart rate, okay, if let's say you have a client come in to you and they are very unfit, very unhealthy, one of the non-invasive ways without any testing, we can look at 220 minus their age to establish a maximum heart rate, okay? Definitely is a difference in terms of this formula here by about 5-10%, but that matters, okay? So one of the ways that we can test or start to understand someone's heart rate is we can do some type of test with them, okay? So what we do with the clients and athletes that we work with is a thing called a Cooper test, okay? So does anyone know what a Cooper test is? Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So where you're continuously running or walking for 12 minutes, okay? It's a true understanding of, first of all, your aerobic capacity, because work is greater than 2 minutes. So you're continuously walking or running for 12 minutes. And what we like about it is it really lends itself as a test to every single individual on the spectrum, okay? So very, 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 very unfit and unhealthy people can literally walk for those 12 minutes, okay? And it allows you test and retest, test and retest, because you can get them to do the test again 6 or 8 weeks later, and you can see, have they covered more ground at that walking pace in that 12 minutes? And then if we go to the other end of the spectrum with athletes, okay, it allows me check their running economy and running capacity. So they're running at a relatively high intensity for those 12 minutes, and it allows me see, do they have improvements on that, okay? So it's a really good test. And the other thing as well that I like about this test working with the general population is you're able to start to understand VO2 max. So you're able to get an understanding of their VO2 max. And we know the VO2 max is a real predictor of health, okay? So there's a formula that we'll use, and we'll use one of the training tools on the Circle app to help us understand that in a minute, okay? So really good test. Now, there are a number of tests out there, but my advice to you is when you start working with people, definitely try and test their energy systems, okay, at some level. And this is a nice, non-invasive way to look at their energy systems, okay?